But now being in the region for 1 week, I find it greatly invigorating for a classical liberal to rethink the values of the freedom cause, because the region really requires us to rethink what we are taking for granted, and especially the Western liberty, the Western conspiracy makes it really necessary to rethink something which we take for granted. And I wouldn't dare to speak about some of these issues, but since they were raised at the MPAS meeting several times, I really feel that this is where we need to put our focus on. So let me share some of the challenges and some of the questions that life raised for me during these 20 years of being in a free market think tank. And since time is the first scarce resource, as Tom has reminded us, I hope to contribute to your efficiency by saving some years of your life looking for the good questions, at least. I remember back in 1991, I read an article written by my friend, a Lithuanian libertarian, and the article was starting like this. You're a stupid man. You allow yourself to be governed by the stupid government. And then it went forward with a very good arguments for privatization, other reforms, but I dare to say that not many people read to the essence of this article. And that was a very good lesson for myself. And it was not merely a public relation question, it was a question, what picture of man do I bear when I stand for liberty? If I really think that people are this stupid crowd which allow itself to be governed by this devilish government, am I correct when I suggest freedom to these people? Wouldn't they re-elect another stupid government as soon as I liberate them from this one? So it was really a revolution in my mind, and I think that anybody in our movement has to think on these matters very seriously, because unfortunately too many people sound arrogant. They really despise men, and then the question is, why do they stand for the case of liberty? And this question is asked from a think tank really frequently. Why? What is your own motivation? Is it like public choice approach? Do you work for liberty because someone pays you? And I think it will be especially true in this region, when people will be frequently asked, are you standing for liberty because Naumann Stiftung pays for you? Or some domestic companies, as in my case. And it is very important for a person to really have an idea, as Laurie said, to have a compassion and for people, and to really have this inner feeling that I cannot feel free until there are other people who are not free. And I would stand for liberty even if nobody would pay me. And actually I was very lucky to have this in my own case for 3 years. At the beginning I was working without any payment, and really could get the inner motivation for this mission. So what I'm speaking about, this is not about public relation. This is about forming your inner certainty about what you are standing for and why. I remember me being challenged sometimes by people saying, look, you stand for liberty, you vote for people to be free, but they choose to be governed. They want to be fed by the government. So if you accept the freedom of choice as your primary value, you have to admit they have the right to want to be governed. That was really a puzzle to me, and it led me to think, is it really a matter of choice? Do I stand for liberty because I happen to be born as a lover of liberty? Or maybe it's a matter of efficiency, as some of our friends put it. Would you die for liberty because life under liberty is more efficient? No. So it led me to think it over and to come to understanding that this is not actually a matter of choice. It's not a matter of values. This is a matter of truth. And we, being here and speaking so much about religion, we have to be reminded that freedom is not only a freedom of choice. I like really Tom's contribution when he made this difference between freedom and liberty. And let me also elaborate on Professor Kukata's picture of people being free sinners in New York or being in a Tibetan monastery. So I think it is essential for us to understand, especially when dealing with religious people, that freedom of choice is absolutely necessary to enter into a relationship with God, into faith. And when people say that, religious people say liberty is liberty from evil, that's right. But you can only enter this liberty being allowed to freely choose. And I think it is essential both for Christians and for Muslim people to have no coercion in religious life. And I think we had a very good quote today stressing how much important it is for a true Muslim faith. So this distinction is very important, and when we stand for freedom, it is important also to remember that we also stand for liberty, which means that we really stand for good choices of people. And enemies of liberty will frequently provoke us. Like, so do you want people to consume drugs? Do you want people to do that and that? Yes, we understand that freedom of choice allows to do that. But we are not standing for freedom of choice so that people would choose this trend. And I think it is a big mistake to open yourself to these provocations and to start discussing these issues which are really not central to our cause, because it creates a lot of controversies, and lovers of freedom are then presented to the society as promoters of devilish life, and many religious people would dislike such cause from the very beginning. So this harmony of freedom and liberty is essential, but not only for communication, but also for our own stand. And in this case, we will be, as Larry said, those people of character, those who are really believed that we stand for a great cause. It is essential always to believe yourself, to have a good understanding that freedom is necessary to everybody. Freedom is not for oligarchs, for rich people, not for businessmen. People is essential to everybody, and it's important to understand the harmony of the free exchange and to be able to communicate that. And also, not only to communicate, but to prioritize your own actions and always choose the matters that are the most central in in your conditions. Like in my condition, it was currency reform. Of course, currency is a matter of each person, and everybody doesn't want to be his money to be taken from his pocket through inflation and so on. So find a reform that would be central, that would benefit everybody, and that would have a multiple effect on the society. If I had another hour, I would explain why money is really instrumental in making other reforms necessary. But the overall idea is to look on these matters and do not allow sponsors or others to engage you in some minor topics which may improve life a little bit, but they would deviate the whole course from the most central issues. So all in all, to stand for the cause of liberty means to really have this picture of man who is born in dignity, in liberty, to know for yourself how this is important to any sphere of human life, starting from faith and finishing with the economic activity, and to be able to find such changes in the society that would show people that really we love to live in liberty, because people need this good example. They need this to smell the success. They need it. And if you don't have this picture of I would say an icon of man, which is actually an icon of liberty, if you do not have it yet, and if you don't yet have the answers to some of the questions that I raised, then I may congratulate you on getting on a great course in which you will be searching for truth and finding great answers. Thank you very much.